Hi everybody, I'm Gus Gordon, the Artistic Director at the Hoogland Center for the Arts. Now we have a big show coming up, but it's not going to be this weekend. It's going to be February 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. But we want to tell you about it now because it's a dinner theater production and you have to make reservations by Tuesday afternoon, Tuesday, January 29th at 5 o'clock. The show is Love, Loss, and What I Wore, based on the book by Eileen Beckerman and adapted for the stage by Nora and Delia Ephron. And folks, you'll probably remember Nora Ephron from the movie When Harry Met Sally. She wrote the script and then she directed Sleepless in Seattle. And speaking of directors, here's the director of Love, Loss, and What I Wore, Asni Vigasa. Thank you for being with us.
It's my pleasure.
Why don't you tell us about the show?
Okay, we've got 5 brilliant women on stage, and each one of them plays several different characters, with the exception of Susan Jeffers, who plays one character who kind of holds the through line of the piece throughout.
Okay.
She plays the narrator, essentially, called Gingy. And I believe that she may be based more specifically on the actual book, Eileen Beckerman's book, and herself, her personal history. The other women, we have 4 other women in the cast: Missy Thibodeau Thompson, Nancy Cole, Claire Gordon, whom you may know.
I've heard of her, yes.
And Julie Staley. And these are some of my favorite actors in the entire Springfield area, so I'm so delighted to be working with them. Basically, the show is a series of monologue-type vignettes where an article of clothing sparks a memory for a woman.
Okay.
About some moment in her life, some relationship in her life, some issue in her life that she dealt with, and either dealt with through her clothing or her purse or her boots or whatever.
Right.
Or somehow that piece of clothing just really affected her at that time and is really strongly associated with that memory.
Now, being a guy, some of these stories are just funny and really well written to me, but they don't spark that kind of recognition. But for women, how truthful is this?
It's, I think it's really resonant
Okay.
with every woman that I know who knows this show, and especially the 5 actors that I've been working with here and myself. We find ourselves really relating to these characters, these stories. Susan, who plays Gingy, actually knows some of the references in the play. She lived in New York City and said, "Oh, I know that woman." So it's really personal. No matter who you are, what type of woman you are, there's a story here for you.
And it's a funny show too. I mean, there's
Very
drama.
funny.
There's there are all kinds of monologues and
Yeah.
scenes.
Yeah, and I love that this show starts off with some very serious material, and then it really lightens up in the middle, and then it gets kind of not heavy, but serious again toward the end, and it's really neat construction.
Now, this would be a great show, I would think, for a girls' night out. Guys, you'll like it too. It's very funny. It's very creative. But we're also performing on Super Bowl Sunday. And Super Bowl widows out there, if you want something to do, if you want to get out of the house, come to the Hoogland Center for the Arts on that Sunday, February 3rd, 2 o'clock. Actually, it starts at 12:30 with the brunch, with lunch, and then the show follows. Now, this is dinner theater, so each night we'll have dinner courtesy of Arena Food Service. It starts at 6:30 Friday night, February 1st, 6:30 Saturday night, February 2nd, and then the show starts around 8 o'clock. Now, we're doing this in conjunction with the American Heart Association, too. So we'll have a survivor here each night talking about their situation and their story and relating a little bit to the play.
Yeah, I'm very excited about that. This play has a history of being associated with benefits and fundraisers and that kind of thing. I know that when it played in New York, one of the first times it played, it was a benefit for Dress for Success or something like that. And there was a benefit for fundraiser for renovations for a theater in New York. And so it really, something about this piece really resonates with people and makes them want to give. I don't know.
Well, excellent. And a portion of the proceeds will go to the American Heart Association, so we're really excited about that too.
Definitely.
Well, we've been talking about it. Let's take a look at a clip or two from Love, Loss, and What I Wore.
Pink satin princess-style dress I bought in Filene's basement in Boston for my marriage to Harry N. Johnson. I was 20 and Harry was 37. Harry was my sociology professor at Simmons. We were married at his best friend's house in Dobbs Ferry. There was no food, only champagne and wedding cake. My grandmother and Aunt Babby came to the wedding. My grandfather wouldn't come because he thought Harry was too old for me, and besides, he was Catholic. Here are the words my grandmother uttered on this occasion. "You're killing me." One day, I was coming down the steps from our apartment, and there was Walter Fenton. He had joined the Navy. He looked handsomer than ever in his uniform. "Gingy," he said, "why did you do it?" He kissed my cheek and then my hand and walked away. I would love to be able to tell you that nothing good ever happened to Walter Fenton, that he ended up being a used car salesman. But the truth is, he won the Pulitzer Prize, the jerk.
What do you think?
Does this go in or out?
What is this length?
I can't even zip it up.
The only reason I can't zip this up is I have my period.
Oh my God, I'm up a size.
This will fit if I lose 5 pounds.
This will fit if I lose 10 pounds.
This will fit if I have lipo.
This doesn't fit.
Do you think this can be let out?
Well, this doesn't fit now, but I always lose weight in May.
I don't know who this is cut for.
But I'm a 6. I've always been a 6.
Does this come in an 8?
Does this come in a 12?
Does this come in a 14/16?
Does this make me look pregnant?
I can't decide.
What color is this?
I can't wear gray.
Yellow makes me look sick.
It looks so pale and green.
It's so red.
It's so red.
Is this black or navy blue?
I can't buy another black turtleneck sweater.
I can't buy another white t-shirt.
I look like my mother.
What am I supposed to wear with this?
Does this match?
If you're not buying that, could I try it on?
Does this run small?
Is there something wrong with the lighting in here?
Is this mirror like distorted?
It doesn't fit.
I can't wear anything without sleeves.
I can't wear anything low cut.
My arms. What happened to my arms?
If my elbows faced forward, I would kill myself.
My butt is falling.
Is my butt falling?
Oh my God, my butt fell.
Does this make me look fat?
Tell me the truth.
I can't decide.
I can't
I
decide.
can't decide.
I can't decide.
Love, Loss, and What I Wore will play at the Hoogland Center for the Arts on Friday, February 1st, Saturday, February 2nd, and Sunday, February 3rd. It's a dinner theater presentation, so we're taking reservations by Tuesday, January 29th at 5 o'clock. Love, Loss, and What I Wore is sponsored by Alice Campbell Staffing, the Illinois Times, and we're producing the show in conjunction with the American Heart Association, and $10 from each ticket price will go to the American Heart Association. Love, Loss, and What I Wore at the Hoogland Center for the Arts. Get your tickets now.